Okay, math, Montessori, take one. So, I thought I'd give a little demonstration on some of the math that we're doing at home. Some of it's Montessori, some of it's Montessori-ish, some of it's creativity, but all of it, the kids are having lots of fun. So right now, to start off with, Sam's really liking multiplication. And so I have these multiplication, they're super old, but they're pretty awesome. I don't know if you could read that because it's backwards, but it says just golden books, step ahead multiplication flashcards. But I'm sure you can get any multiplication flashcards. And so we've been just practicing our multiplication to make it a little more Montessori. I got Sammy to make his own. So 5 times 5, and the answer's on the back, 25. And so he's really liking the challenging of the challenges of memorization. And so just basic Montessori or basic memorization of multiplication. Another thing that Sam loves are mazes. So to add on with his multiplication, I found this awesome book at Indigo, and I'm not sure if they still have it, but it's called Math Mazes Times Tables. And so he loves mazes, loves multiplication, and so this puts the two together, which is pretty awesome. And it throws in a little division in there, which is also awesome. So basically it has the mazes, and then inside it has you have to figure out the multiplication and the answer to each. So 3 times 3, and is it 9 or 8? So it's just a multiplication maze, which is Sammy has done almost this whole book, which is pretty awesome. So he loves that. And for when he's struggling and I don't have time to assist him, I have a times table book, which I actually picked up at the dollar store. You could easily make one though. A maze book, you could also make some mazes on your own as well. It's just a path and put some multiplication. But so basically it's just a flip chart of the multiplication facts. And so I've also been using this for Soleil as well, because she's also needing that practicing and the confidence of knowing those basic multiplication facts. So, and I also have another great multiplication book too. He's not as excited about this one because, again, mazes is his thing right now. So those are some of the things that Sammy's really been enjoying. We did also do some Montessori favorite, the stamp game, so favorite. So I was thinking that you could potentially make this at home. So I might add another video on how to do the stamp game, but if anybody was interested. But basically it has the units, the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands, and in the corresponding colors that they typically are in. And then we just have our numbers that you can just make. And then I also made my own addition numbers that they can add specific for static addition, which is just basic addition in the thousands, and then dynamic, which is where you have to carry over. And so I have both of those, and Sam was working on those. And I put those, I'm just gonna find his math book here. And so when we put it in his math book, I just make sure to remind him of the columns. And I know it's backwards, which is kind of interesting, but the thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones, and then just color it according to the numbers. And although this was when he was working on the bead frame, it's the same thing for the stamp game. And so, yeah, but if I may just do a separate thing on that later, but in the meantime, I just also wanted to bring up some other awesome resources that I happen to have. I'm pretty lucky because I love resources, need resources, so I happen to have buckets and buckets and buckets at my house, but you can typically order them. Indigo, the Teacher's Trunk in Saskatoon here is, they do some curbside or some order delivery thing. I'm not sure exactly what, but they're still open in a temporary kind of way. But there's Time and Money, and I believe I got this from there. I could be wrong, but, and so just working on Time and Money. This is just a Beaver books, it's called, grades 1 to 2, but Sam was liking the money, learning about time, and then another simple Beaver Books math book. So most of these are pretty inexpensive. And again, Teacher's Trunk has many amazing flashcards of all kinds that I've picked up. Addition, subtraction. I'm not sure where I got these cards from, but Math War, addition, subtraction, pretty fun. And time, which I'm not quite sure where I got this from, but you can easily make up your own as well. So yeah, all these have been so much fun. We've typically been spending about half hour to 45 minutes a day on math here and there. Sam has also taken his multiplication, so again, he's really excited about multiplication right now, and he loves magnets. So he took his magnets, and maybe I'll just show you. I'll just pause it and then I'll bring a magnet here just to show. Okay, so it magically appeared with magnets. And so basically with the magnets, he wrote, this is all on his own, which is pretty cool. He put the number 3 and he laid it out, and then he put a times, a multiplication sign, and then 5, and then he put 3, actually it was, yeah, 3 groups of 5, so 3 times 5, and then he put equals 15, and so it was pretty cool to put the two magnets and multiplication together. These magnets, I think we just ordered off of Amazon, but you can get them at Indigo, Mastermind Toys, I think anywhere. Oh no, not Indigo, sorry, I checked Indigo, they didn't have, but there's many places that have these cool magnets, and they just kind of, Sammy could work on these for hours and hours, but you just kind of, you can make 3-dimensional things. They also came in handy for Soleil, who's in grade 4, building a geometrical shapes and just figuring out how many edges and how many corners are on different geometrical shapes. So that was pretty cool. And then they just fold up just like that, and then he puts it away. Easy peasy. Yeah, anyway, so here's some fun things that we just pulled together from our house. Again, pretty lucky teaching resources here, but you can easily make some on your own, and yeah, that's about it. So hopefully this was the only take. I'll have a look at it, but hope you're having some math fun, and miss you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.